People are playing with your emotions and you don't even know it. People are making themselves out to be your friends, making themselves out to be your partner in crime. We have the same political ideology just to get your dollar bills. And I know that sounds pretty like, breathe easy. Of course, that's what people are doing. It's marketing or whatever. But like it hits a different level with this Trump Burger situation. All right. You got the owner of Trump Burger getting arrested by ICE, and they're about to deport him right now. Now, Trump Burger is a successful franchise. All right. So they have multiple Trump burgers. I think they're down south in Texas somewhere. They have multiple Trump burgers. They have multiple merch in there. Like as soon as you walk in, you can get a Trump shirt. It's Trump's face, the silhouette everywhere. They even brand the burger itself to say Trump on it. All right. Now, a consumer walking in there is probably thinking to themselves, especially if they like Trump, is thinking to themselves, wow, if Trump endorses this, if these are Trump's people, then, I'm going to support because I support Trump. Now, here's the thing. Donald Trump himself reached out to the business and said, listen, I don't support you guys. You guys don't support me if you continue to use my name and my likeness to make money off of it. All right. Now, they sent them tons of letters. They ignored it. They ignored it because they realized that people are spending their money. It doesn't even matter if the burger's good or not. They're spending their money because they want to support Donald Trump. Now, the people that's actually selling the burger, if the consumers knew that these people do not support Trump and Trump actually dislikes these people, and in fact, these are the type of people that you who voted for Trump want out the country, if the consumer knew that, they would never spend their money. You understand? If anything, the consumer is spending their money against Trump because Trump is against that business. So when you think about things like that and how easy it is for people to play on your emotions and how easy it is for it's almost like you make more money if you don't believe in the cause, because if you do believe in the cause, then, you might feel some sort of duty or obligation to lift up the cause. And that usually gets in the way of profit, so you got to be skeptical whenever somebody's trying to sell you an idea mixed with a product, sometimes it's not even your money. Sometimes it's your vote. Think about this. What happened to all the trans people? I'm not saying that like you don't see them anymore on the news or like topics, but isn't it did trans people automatically do they feel safe now? Is it like you remember how you used to always hear stories like LGBT or you always hear there'd be another day something's going on with that, but now you don't hear anything about that. It's because the people don't need the votes. You know what I mean? Think about it. If you was hearing that all the time on your screen, you think to yourself, oh my gosh, I got to do something. Oh wait, election season's right around the corner. Let me do something with my vote. You got to think. Or I remember Trump's second term. Was it? No, this is the second term. First term, I remember always hearing about stories. Another black man gunned down by the police or beat up by the police. Something with the police was going on all the time or whatever. And then I remember, I think it was literally the week Trump got into office, or it was the very short time, you just stopped hearing stories about that, period. You know what I mean? It just stopped. There was a dam put up and no more stories about that are coming out. Sometimes you got to think to yourself, why am I continuously seeing certain things? What do these people want? And if these things only pop up during certain times, certain, even Trump with the whole Epstein thing, to get people's mind off. Hey, I'm trying to legalize this, or hey, we're doing this. Look over here. Look over here. Look over here. You got to see what people you got to see the other hand. When a magician is doing a trick, you're paying attention to he's telling you to look at this hand, look at my right hand. But meanwhile, the left hand is the one moving and everything is the one that's sneaking things by and doing whatever behind the scenes. It's the exact same thing. And this Trump burger highlights that perfectly. You got people who are acting like they are Trump loyalists because they're getting money off of the situation. And Trump literally does not rock with these people specifically. And he even sent out the dogs, the ICE agents after them to get him locked up. I think he's a partner in the business, but it doesn't matter. The point still remains. They couldn't have agreed with Trump or his policies if Trump himself told them to stop, and if he's probably scared as hell. He's probably like, damn, Trump's about to come and arrest me. You know what I mean? He probably figured I'm going to make as much money as I can before they come and deport me. But I guess he overstayed his visa or whatever. And, like I said, a consumer of that business who knew where that heart of that business lies wouldn't support that, and, it's a little bit more blurrier when you're talking about really like social, political, and like, justice reform in the judicial system and all that stuff. It gets a little bit harder to discern, are you coming from a good place or are you coming from a different place? But then you also got to ask yourself, like, are these people using certain traumas to get you to vote? And if so, like, do they deserve that vote? Like if you believe in a cause, let's say you believe in, let's get specific. Like, let's say you think, listen, we really need police reform. This is crazy. We gotta ring this in, Are you going to vote for police reform if you only hear about it when election season is up? And then after that, whenever a new party gets involved, or whenever something else is like, squirrel, look over here, and then it's gone. Like, do you still want to support that? Because at the end of the day, it's almost like holding you back almost, because like, at some point, what you want is change. But when you make a vote, that's what you're expecting. But if they just tell you they're gonna change the situation, you cast your vote and nothing changes, then it's almost like you're helping the system against you, because it gives you the peace of mind that you did something, when in reality, all you did was pacify the situation until the next 4 years, or whenever certain elections pop up. So these are things that you got to really, really worry about. And this is why you got to like look into things a little bit more when it comes to ideas, and merchandise, and also like, constant pumping of certain things that just get you upset. Like, sometimes you'll think there's a crisis and it really isn't a crisis. It's just, it was never a crisis, because if it really was, it wouldn't have went away that easy. The world isn't burning. Sometimes they need you to think that the world is burning so that you can give them your time and your energy to put the flame out. But in reality, everything is fine. They just want you to think that so that you can give them their money, your money, your time, and your energy. So this Trump burger situation is the perfect, I know I don't do politics here, but this is the perfect example of how a lot of people can get taken advantage of. And I'm not a Trump supporter by any means, you know what I mean? Especially after recently with actually the Epstein files is another example. It's like, hey, you said you was going to do this. No, I didn't. Look over here. I'm doing this. Matter of fact, you know what? Russia got 15 days. 15 days is up. Oh, did I say that? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's just so many different things where it's like, nah, look over here. So you always got to understand what the intention is of what you're doing and why these things are in your face. 9 times out of 10, if somebody's showing you something negative on your screen, it's to get your viewership at the bare minimum, to get the ratings up. You know what I mean? But it gets deeper than that, because it could also be for your vote. It could be for your time and for your money, especially with things like that. People are going to galvanize. People are going to, if you tell them the world is burning, they're going to suit up and try and put the fire out. So anyways, man, that's pretty much what it is, man. That's pretty much what it is. And I hope you understand. I hope I explained everything clearly. I hope you get I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. But regardless, though, that's it for me. I'm out of here. I appreciate your viewership. Thank you for watching. If you've been here watching me, you might as well subscribe to the channel. And if not, it doesn't matter, because I appreciate your viewership regardless. I'm out of here, man. Breathe easy.